Eratosthenes was a famous Greek philosopher. He was not only a philosopher, he was a poet, astronomer, geographer, mathematician, and historian. Let's look more into his accomplishments, personal life, and the events occurring in ancient Greece around his time. In this video, we will focus on what this admirable scholar accomplished as a historian. Eratosthenes was born in Cyrene, Greece, which is known as Libya, North Africa, in 276 BCE. As a young man, Eratosthenes studied in Athens and soon became so famous in his various fields that the ruler of Egypt, Ptolemy III, invited him to Alexandria, Egypt, to tutor his son to be a librarian for the renowned Alexandrian library. His peers called him Beta, number 2, or pentathlete, which means an athlete who is very good at 5 different sports but will probably not be a champion in any of the individual sports. His peers believed that he knew everything but was not at the best at anything. Eratosthenes rejected the commonly held view that people could be divided into Greeks and barbarians, instead believing that people should be judged as individuals on their good or bad qualities. This shows his advanced philosophical beliefs. It is believed that he starved himself to death in 195 BCE because he became blind and could not work. Eratosthenes is not only a famous ancient Greek mathematician, but also a well-known geographer, astronomer, and historian. One of his major accomplishments in mathematics is the creation of a sieve that determines prime numbers up to any given limit. Eratosthenes found that if you write down all the natural numbers from 2 to infinity and eliminate every multiple of 2, then move to the next available 3 and continue to eliminate every multiple of 3 and so on, one would end up with a list of prime numbers. In astronomy, Eratosthenes accurately discovered that the circumference of the Earth is nearly 25,000 miles. Eratosthenes observed that the sun shone directly down a well at noon on the summer solstice, and it cast a shadow in Alexandria, directly south of the well. To calculate the circumference of the Earth, Eratosthenes measured the angle of the shadow to Earth. Eratosthenes is believed to have made a star catalog and created a calendar that included leap years. Eratosthenes invented geography, and today we still use the word he invented for his new study.
Eratosthenes created a timeline called chronographia of all major events in the Mediterranean, starting from when the Greeks invaded Troy in the year 1184 BC. From there, he worked by finding dates that were relative to that date. Then he found dates relative to those dates, and so on. The work was one of the first to date so many events with that kind of accuracy. At age 40, Eratosthenes became the head librarian at the Library of Alexandria. In his quest for knowledge, he read every new scroll that came to the library before he put it away.
Classical Greek culture flourished during the 5th and 4th centuries BCE. It provided the foundation of modern Western culture. Ancient Greece's democracy, the world's first, lasted 185 years. Between 40 and 80% of the population of Athenians were slaves. Ancient Greece had the most advanced economy in the world. A crucial part of a wealthy teenager's education was a mentorship with an elder. Overall, ancient Greeks were delving into the world of science and discovering unprecedented findings at this time.
Overall, Eratosthenes contributed so much to science, society, and the world in each of his many fields we have but briefly touched upon in this presentation. We hope we have given you an informative summary of the life and achievements of Eratosthenes. Thank you.